Everything that I do for reviews for welders, guys, it's like literally what a newbie would be like, because I'm literally a newbie. Any welding experience I have is whatever welding experience you guys have watched in my videos. I was just sent another welder. Okay, ooh, so they send gloves. Nice. These feel like better quality gloves than what I got with my last welder too. These are good. I think my dad will probably like these. Round clamp. This gas line doesn't feel cheesy. It's something I like about some of these new welders. You can do 210 or 220 or whatever, or 110. So it's like a little conversion plug. And this is our MIG welding cable gun thingy. This is actually more heavy duty feeling than the last welder I got sent me. What have we got in here? Oh, that's for my stick welding. So that's a stick or electrode holder. I need to go do some studying on this thing now. So I'm just setting up the welder now, and I wanted to just show you guys real quick the inside of it. So I'm gonna put the wire in, and then I've got some practice welds I'm gonna do to make sure that my settings are kind of right, and then I'm gonna try to make something. And hopefully this all goes okay. As you all know, I don't have a whole lot of welding experience, so we're gonna see how beginner friendly it is. I know that these welders with the Synergic settings, it's basically like automatic. You just tell it the size of wire you're using, what kind of gas you're using, and it automatically adjusts your parameters like your amperage and your voltage. So we're gonna see how well it does with that. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys this. This is super handy. You've got like an on-off switch here, which makes that just like really convenient, and a light that you can just turn off and on. So I'm gonna put my wire in, and I was kind of messing around with this yesterday, and I was kind of struggling because this spring they put in here is super hard, and I don't know if I need the spring, to be honest. But the thing is when the spring is on, it's really hard to get this nut on here because of the tapered spool shaft or whatever. So it doesn't actually grab the thread right away, which kind of makes that a bit of a pain in the butt. And I could see the threads on this plastic nut ending up being stripped out if you weren't careful. So definitely keep that in mind. Okay, so I finally got my wire in. And the instructions don't actually tell you if you're supposed to use that spring or not. Like, I don't know, I've got it in there. Anyways, I'm not going to mess with it any longer. If you can see down there, these rollers have 2 grooves on either side. So if you undo this, you can actually pull your roller off. Undo this little nut here, and you can pull your roller off, and you can turn it around to fit the size wire that you're using, or you can swap out the roller altogether. It does come with extra rollers and stuff too. Once you've got your wire in, you can press this button here, and that will feed the wire. You want to make sure that you don't have the spool gun setting on. I'd made that mistake, and I had the spool gun setting on, and your wire feed will not actually go through if you have that setting on. Oh, there it is. Okay guys, so I'm just inside editing this video and realized that I forgot to mention the most important thing, and that is that ARCPEX is going to be picking one lucky person from the comments of this video to win a welder. The same welder that you see in this video, the MIG200. ARCPEX will be going through the comments, and anybody who leaves a comment that just says giveaway, just one word, giveaway, ARCPEX will be randomly selecting one of you to win a welder. So definitely get your butt down in the comments and leave a comment, because I want to see one of you guys win a welder. I think that would be super cool. But I'm wishing you all luck. And if any of you happen to be a YouTuber and you decide to go buy one of these welders and you upload a video of you using the welder, then you will also be entered into a separate draw to win another free welder. Like, how cool is that? So I just wanted to let you all know that before we got too far into the video. So let's get back into the video. Okay guys, so before I get started here, there was a couple things I just wanted to point out about the welder itself. So one thing that I'm actually really looking forward to trying out on this thing is it has an adjustable burn back setting, so you can set the amount of time that your wire burns back, like once you've finished welding. Basically, once you've let go of the trigger on your welding gun, the wire, instead of just kind of staying right on your weld, it will burn back just a tiny little bit. So you set the amount of time that burn back kind of continues after you've let go of the trigger. And what that does is it helps to prevent your wire from sticking to your weld. And anybody who's ever welded knows that that can definitely be a thing. And it's something that I do pretty often as a new welder. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying out the burn back setting on here and seeing if that helps me out at all with that. Another thing that I really like about this welder is the fact that the fans inside of it, they don't actually stay running unless you are using the welder. So every welder has a cooling fan inside of it. This one's actually got 2 cooling fans inside of it, and the fans don't run unless you're actually using the welder, so you don't have like that constant noise in the background. I know some people don't really mind that constant kind of like white noise in the background no matter what they're doing, but I'm not one of those people. I like to hear the wind blowing through the trees if I'm gonna like have any kind of noise in the background. I like peace and quiet, so having those fans just automatically shut off like that definitely makes a difference to me. Another thing I wanted to point out is that their grounding clamp as well as their electrode holder both are pure copper all the way down, so you're gonna get a really good connection, really good current or whatever. Another thing too is this actually has like anti-interference architecture like built right into it, and what that means is like, I don't know, think of like a radio or whatever, or if you've ever used a walkie-talkie and you end up coming through like other radio waves kind of thing, and they like end up kind of getting into your walkie-talkie. So that's like known as like interference or whatever. It's a different type of interference. The anti-interference stuff going on inside of here, it'll prevent the interference that might cause this to kind of glitch out while you're in the middle of welding. So it's also just going to give you like that kind of constant current. It'll give you just like a good steady flow of electricity. And guys, I'm not a scientist. I don't really know how any of that stuff really works like when you get down to it. So forgive me if I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't really know what I'm talking about, but that is the claim with this machine. I wanted to mention that stuff before I get welding. All I have to do now is hook up my gas line, which this gas line has like a quick release. So this is actually the gas line that goes onto the back of the welder, and it's got like a quick release setting on it, which is kind of convenient. You also can plug this into either 110 or 220 power, 110 being just like your standard household power, 220 being what you would plug in like your dryer to or whatever, which is super convenient if you like need to lend this to a friend, or if you're like bringing it over to someone's house or using it as like a portable welder or whatever, and there isn't 220 power available. The only thing is it will max out at about 130 amps and 22 volts when you have it plugged into 110. So that's something to keep in mind. It will limit what you're able to weld. So if you want to change to burn back spot welding, this is where you set like your spot welding time. So that's half a second. That is your voltage there. And then you've got your burn back. I'm gonna set my burn back to 5, seems like a good number. To change from either 2T, 4T, or spot, you press this button here. Spot welding will just lay like one little drop. It'll just do like a weld for the amount of time that you have this set to. Now, I don't want to do spot welding. I'm going to do 2T. So 2T is like normal, where you pull the trigger, you have to hold the trigger down and go along, and then when you let go of the trigger, it stops welding. 4T, you would pull the trigger one time, you let go, and it continues to weld until you pull the trigger and let go again. So this button here is where you'd adjust your wire size. I'm using 0.30 inch wire size, so I'm going to stick with that. This is where you would turn off or on your spool gun setting, and if you have that on, the wire will not feed through your rollers, so just keep that in mind. Right here is where you would adjust the type of gas you're using. So any one of these adjustments you change is going to change your other stuff. So right now I'm using mixed because I'm using argon and CO2. right here is where you'd adjust your mode. That's kind of just like a little gas test there. So make sure your gas is actually flowing. It also has a little indicator here to show whether or not you are plugged into 220 or 110 power. When you're in Synergic, you adjust your amperage and it automatically adjusts your voltage. I feel like this is going to be low for what I'm actually welding because the stuff I'm welding is kind of thick, but I'm going to keep it here while I do my practice beads and just see what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to actually do the spot welding mode because I want to put a tack on either of these before I go. We'll get a chance to see how the spot welding mode works. So I'm going to go to spot. You do not have to take your hand off the trigger when it's in spot welding mode. That is the whole point. I feel like I need to turn time for my spot welding up. Turn it up to 1 full second. Better. That was not good at all. So those are tacked in. Go back to 2T. That is super lumpy. How did that happen? I'm gonna try the other side. I didn't even have the ground attached to that. How did that weld so good? Maybe the ground is the problem. Anyway, that turned out okay. Something I read in the instructions before, but I obviously forgot by the time I started making this video, is that you can actually set the thickness of the material. So I'm gonna go back to Synergic and I'm going to see how this does set to the lowest or the thickest gauge, I should say, steel. And maybe my welds will be a little bit better. And I'm just gonna show you guys for reference the welds that I've got already. You can see that those welds were way too cold. That was when I had it set to just 120 amps. Turned it up to about 130 for this weld here, and then I went up all the way up to like 146 for these other welds. You can see it does have decent, or well, it does have some heat penetration anyways. So in the Synergic setting, with it set to gauge thickness of 9, it does definitely turn everything up a lot higher. It's got it at 200 amps, 24.5 volts, and it has the wire speed at 560 inches per minute. I'm gonna weld the backs of these where I put those tacks and just see if those welds look a little bit better. Definitely hotter. I think that seems okay. Okay guys, so it's been a couple days and I did a little bit of research on how to properly set a welder, because those first welds I did on the coat rack that I made were not very good. So I didn't have the welder set high enough for how thick a material I was welding with. I looked at the chart inside the welder and I watched some YouTube videos, and I've got my welder set to manual MIG welding mode now, and I've got my wire speed at 500 inches per minute and 25 volts. So I'm gonna see what that ends up looking like, and I'm gonna weld this together. And I also figured out what the proper like stick out should be, which is between like 3/8 of an inch and 1/2 an inch. Okay guys, last weld. I think I'm kind of figuring out the settings, but I definitely need practice. This thing obviously can do good welds. I just need to learn how to be better. Definitely looking better. Try some straight passes and see. I feel like those aren't looking bad. I could like literally just stack welds. Wipe away the dust. I'm gonna write my name on here. Hey, it does look like my name. Okay, so my camera stopped working, so I didn't get this little bit that I welded. But I decided to add some pieces to this. I'm just gonna put a tack in the middle of this. So I've got it to 440 inches a minute and 23 volts, which is the recommended settings on the welder. Those recommended settings seem to be pretty good. Good heat penetration. Not bad. All right, it's taken me a few days to film this video, and that's because a whole bunch of the footage I took yesterday ended up being corrupted because of a bad SD card. So anyway, I was able to salvage enough of that, but I also wanted to add to this little thing that I made and actually turn it into something functional. So check out my new pen holder. Ain't that just perfect? And then this is the other thing that I made. It's a coat rack. I think that this stuff turned out pretty good. Definitely helped reading the instructions, or reading the chart rather, on the inside of the welder and in the instruction book. Those recommended settings I thought were pretty good starting points for sure. If I was a more practiced welder, I'd probably be able to dial it in even better and get even better welds. After I read the instructions and was able to like kind of figure out my settings a little bit, I did start to get some better welds. Like this one here, my heat was definitely turned up enough, I think, for that one. And then these were just some practice beads that I did. And I did some practice beads on the bottom side of this too. And I just kind of messed around with the wire speed and the voltage till I felt like it started to look good. I felt like these welds here were probably definitely the better ones of them. I think I'm kind of getting the hang of it. So I'm actually pretty happy with this welder. I might re-gift it to one of my brothers or something like that at some point. I don't know yet. I might also just hoard welders and have a welder for every occasion. But one thing that I really liked about this welder particularly is that you can choose like the thickness of the material that you're working with when you're in the Synergic mode. I think that's definitely really helpful. As I've mentioned before, the Synergic mode is super helpful for beginner welders like me, because it does give you like a good starting point for where your adjustments should be, and it makes it easier to figure that stuff out, I think, like in the manual mode. But definitely guys, go watch some like professional welders on YouTube. But Tim Welds was recommended to me, and he's got some really good step-by-step videos. But I really hope this video was helpful for all of you guys. Hope you guys liked this tutorial, review, whatever you want to call it. ARCPEX, thank you so much for your patience waiting for me to get this video done. Yeah guys, that is it for this review. I'm going to keep practice welding. Probably not today. I'm going to go in and finish editing this video, and I really hope that this was insightful for you guys. There will be a discount code in the description of this video, guys, so make sure you go check that out. If you decide on grabbing one of these welders, you might as well get a little bit of a discount. And like always guys, if you like what you see, or if you just like me, or even if you don't like me but you like my bikes, then like, comment, subscribe, do all those things you guys do. And like always, my lovely YouTube people, I'll catch you all on the flip side. Peace. And their electrode holder, but no. Angel's not ready. Angel's never ready. Angel takes forever to get ready, unless she's going out for dinner. She's always ready to stuff her face with the welderoonies. What the frick? That's not even in the corner, Angel. And that's making me mad. Freaking gloves, dude. How are you supposed to work with any gloves ever? Ouch, that's hot. Holy shoot, it is freaking way too hot for this outfit. Man, Angel, you ruined it. I didn't want it to be that ugly. Well, shoot. I feel like I'm forgetting to say something.